Stand and unfold yourself. What? Say, is Horatio there? A piece of him. Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What, has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of her, touching this dread sight twice seen of us. Therefore, I have entreated her along with us, that if again this apparition comes, she may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear. Sit down a while and let us assail your ears that are so fortified against our story that we have 2 nights seen.
Well, sit we down and let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole had made its course to illume that part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the bell then beating one.
Peace, peace, break thee off, look, where it comes again.
In the same form, like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio.
Is it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio.
Most like. It harrows me with fear and wonder.
It would be spoke to.
Question it, Horatio.
What art thou that usurp this time of night with that fair and warlike form by which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march? I charge thee, speak!
It is offended!
See it stalks away! Stay! Speak! I charge thee, speak!
He's gone, and will not answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you want?
Before my God, I might not believe without the true and sensible avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself. Such was the very armour he had on when the ambitious Norway combated. 'Tis strange.
Thus, twice before, and jump at this dead hour, with martial stalk hath he gone by our watch.
In what particular thought to work, I know not. But in the growth and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state. But soft, behold, lo where it comes again. I'll cross it though it blast me. Stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which speak to me, fair boy. Speak, James, speak! Stop it, Marcellus!
Watch thy striking it with my partisan!
Do if it will not stand.
See it here! 'Tis gone!
It was about to speak when the crow called, and then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. Let us impart what we have seen this night unto young Hamlet, for on my life this spirit will speak to her.
Yet of our dear brother Hamlet's death the memory be green, and that it has befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe, yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrow think on him together in remembrance of ourselves.
Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress to this warlike state, have we as twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a dropping eye, with mirth in funeral and dirge in marriage, in equal scale, weighing delight and dole, taken to wife. Nor have we here in Bard your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair along, for all our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What dost thou have, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave and favour to return to France.
From whence, though willingly, I came to Denmark to show my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess that duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again toward France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave by laboursome petition.
And at last upon his will I sealed my hard consent. I do beseech you give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes. Time be thine. Thy best graces spend it at thy will.
And now, cousin Hamlet, daughter.
A little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I am too much i' the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy knighted colour off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek thy noble father in the dust. Thou know'st 'tis common. All that lives must die, passing from nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
Well, if it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, it is, I know not seems. Not alone is my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of forced breath, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected haviour of the visage. These, with all moods, forms, shapes of grief that can denote me truly, these indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play. I have that within which passeth show, these but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these morning duties to your father, but you must know your father lost a father, that father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow, but to persevere in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. We pray you throw to earth this unprevailing woe. 'Tis unmanly grief, shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a heart unfortified, a mind impatient, an understanding simple and unschooled. For what must be as any the most vulgar thing to sense, why should we not peevish opposition take it to heart? Fie, 'tis a fault against heaven, a fault against nature, a fault against the dead, whose reason's most absurd, from who hath cried from the first course till he that died today. This must be so, Hamlet. We pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his daughter, do I impart towards you. And for your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and daughter.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and fair reply. Be as ourselves in Denmark, this gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. Come away.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh, God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. 'Tis an unweeded garden which grows to seed things rank and gross in nature, possess it merely. That it should come to this. But 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king, that was to this Hyperion to a satyr, so loving to my mother that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Why, she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, and yet within a month, let me not think on't. Frailty, thy name is woman. A little month, or ere the shoes were old with which she followed my poor father's body, she married. Oh, a beast that once discourse of reason would have mourned longer. O most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship!
A Horatio, or I do forget myself.
This same, my lord, and your poor servant.
My honoured friend, I'll change that name with you. What made you from Wittenberg? Marcellus?
My good lord.
Good even, sir. Glad to see you well. But, what in faith make you from Wittenberg?
Oh, a truant disposition, my good lord.
I would not hear your enemies say so, nor shall you do mine ear that violence to make it truster of your own report against yourself. I know you are no truant, but what is your affair in Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deeper ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
Oh, prithee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. I would I had seen my dearest foe in heaven, or ever I had seen that day. My father, Horatio, methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man, take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw? Who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king, my father.
Season your admiration a while. 2 nights together has this gentleman, Marcellus, on his watch, in dead, vast, and middle of night, been thus encountered. A figure, like your father, appears before him, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by. This to me, in dreadful secrecy in part he did, and with him on the 3rd night kept the watch, where both in time and form of the thing, each word made good and true, the apparition comes. I knew your father. These hands are no more like.
Did you not speak to it?
Indeed I did, my lord, yet answer made it none. Yet once methought it did lift its head as if it did address itself to motion, and then the crow called loudly, and at the sound it shrunk away in haste and vanished from our sight.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honoured lord, 'tis true, and we did think it writ down in our duty to make you know.
Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight?
I do, my lord.
Armed, say you?
Armed, my lord.
From top to toe?
My lord, from head to foot.
Then saw you not his face?
Indeed I did, my lord.
What looked he frowningly?
Countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
I would I had seen it.
It amazed you.
Very like. I will hold the watch tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I will speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. I pray you all, if you have hitherto concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still, and whatsoever else shall hap tonight, give it an understanding but no tongue. I will requite your loves. Upon the platform, twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duty to you, Ron.
Your love is mine to yours. Farewell. My father's spirit in ours. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come. Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds shall rise, though all earth overwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell.
And, sister, as the winds give benefit and convoys assistance, do not sleep. Let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that? For Hamlet and the trifling of her favour,
hold it a passion and a toy in blood, a violet in the youth of primy nature. Forward, not permanent. Sweet, not lasting. The perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more but so.
Think it no more. Perhaps she loves you now, and now no soil nor caudle doth besmirch the virtue of her will, but you must fear it, her greatness weighed, her will is not her own. For she herself is subject to her birth. She may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for herself, for on her choice depends the health and safety of this whole state. Therefore must her choice be circumscribed unto the voice and yielding of that body whereof she is the head. Then if she says she loves you, it fits your wisdom so far as to believe it as she, in her particular act and place, may give her saying deed, which is no further than the main voice of Denmark goes withal. Then weigh what loss your honour may sustain, if with too credent ear you list her songs, or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open to her unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia. Fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire. Be wary then, best safety lies in fear. Use to itself rebels, though none else near.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep, my brother, as watchman to my heart, but do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven. Himself whiles like a puffed and reckless libertine, the primrose path of dalliance treads and recks not his own route.
Oh, fear me not. I stay too long, but here my father comes. Double blessing is a double grace. Occasion smiles upon a second lead.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sails, and you are stayed for.
There, my blessing with thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invites you. Go, your servants tend.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you.
Is in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
What is it, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Marry, well bethought. 'Tis told me she hath very oft of late given private time to you,
And that you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous.
If it be so, as so 'tis put on me, and that in way of caution I must tell you, you do not understand yourself so clearly as it behooves my daughter and your honour. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
My lord, she hath of late made many tenders of her affection to me.
Affection! Oh, you speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe these tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Marry, I shall teach you. Think yourself a baby, that you have taken these tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or, not to crack the wind of the poor phrase, running it thus, you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, she hath importuned me with love in most honourable fashion.
Aye, fashion you may call it. Go to.
And hath given countenance to her speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Aye. I do know, when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, extinct in both even in their promise, as it is a making, you must not take for fire. From this time, I be somewhat scanter of your maiden presence. Set your entreatments at a higher rate than a command to parley. In few, Ophelia, do not believe her vows, for they are brokers, not of that dye which their investments show, but mere implorators of unholy suits, breathing like sanctified and pious bawds, the better to beguile. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, have you from this moment so slander any moment's leisure as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.
Tis very cold. 'Tis a nipping and an eager air. What hour now? I think it lacks of 12. No, it is struck. Indeed. I heard it not. Well, then it draws near the season. The spirit held his wont to walk. What noise is that, my lord?
The king doth wake tonight and takes his rouse, keeps wassail, and as the swaggering upspring reels, and as he drains his draughts of Rhenish down, the kettle, drum, and trumpet thus bring out the triumph of his pledge.
Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a goblin damned, or spirit of health, bring with thee airs from heaven or blasts from hell. Be thy intent wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak with thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, father, king, royal dame. Oh, answer me! Say why, Prince? Wherefore? What should we do?
As if it did, swim calm and did desire to leave alone. What with what torches, ashen, weighty to walk, remove, ground, but do not go with it. It will not speak, or follow it. Do not go, my lord. Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life in a thing speeding. As for my soul, what shall it do to that, being a thing as immortal as itself? It beckons me still, I'll follow it. What if it tempts you towards the blood, my lord, of the dreadful summit of the cliff, and there assume some other horrible form that might deprive you of your sovereignty of reason, and draw you into madness?
Yes, you would again. Go on, I'll follow you.
You shall not go, my lord.
Lay off your hands.
Be ruled, you shall not go.
My faith cries out, unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll let you both of him that loves me. I say away. Go on, I'll follow you.
She waxes desperate with imagination. I cannot follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey her. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further. I will. Alas, her ghost. Speak, I am bound to hear. What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and in the day confined to fast in fires until the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. List, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love. Revenge is foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder most foul as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural. Sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me. So by a forged process of my death, the whole ear of Denmark is rankly abused. But know this, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown!
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle!
Aye, that incestuous, that adulterate beast! With witchcraft of his wit and traitorous gifts, so wicked wit and gifts that have the power so to seduce one to his shameful lust will of my most seeming virtuous queen. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there from me whose love was that of dignity, that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch whose gifts were poor to those of mine. But soft, methinks I sent the morning air, brief, let me sleeping in my orchard, as was my custom of the afternoon, upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of casted heaven on in a vial, and in the boxes of my ears did pour this leprous distilment, whose effect holds such enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and thus was I at once of life, of crown, of queen dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, and now so disappointed, and an heir no reckoning made, was sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head, O Hamlet. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incense. But howsoever thou pursuest this act, let not thy mind contrive towards thy mother aught, but leave her to heaven, thorns that notch in her bosom to prick and sting her. Farewell, Hamlet. Remember me.
Oh, all you hosts of heaven. O earth, what else? And shall I couple hell? Hold my heart, and you my sinews grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee. Aye, thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe, remember thee. Oh, most pernicious woman. Oh, villain, smiling, damned villain. Meet it is, I set it down, that one may smile and be a villain. At least, I'm sure it may be so in Denmark.
My lord. What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Good, my lord, tell it.
Nay, you'll reveal it.
My lord, by heaven, not I.
What say you then? Would heart of a man once think it, but you'll be secret.
I, by heaven, my lord.
Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost. That let me tell you. As for your desire to know what is between us, o'ermaster it as you may. And now, good friend, As you are a friend, scholar, and soldier, give me one poor request.
What is it, my lord? I will.
Never to speak of this that you have seen.
My lord, I will not.
Name it, swear it.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Upon my sword, swear it.
I have sworn already, my lord.
Upon my sword, indeed. Consent to swear.
Propose the oath.
Never to speak of this that you have seen. Swear. Come hither, gentlemen, and lay your hand upon my sword. Never to speak of this that you have seen. Swear it. Well said, O Lowell. Canst work in the earth so fast. A worthy pioneer.
Oh, good day, now this is wondrous strange.
And therefore, as a stranger given welcome, there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Now come here, as before, never, so help me mercy, no strange or odd soe'er I bear myself. Note that you know aught of me. This not to do, so grace and mercy at your most need help you. Swear. Rest! Rest, perturbed spirit! Gentlemen, I do commend my love to you. And what so poor a man as Hamlet may do, but give his love and friending, God willing, shall not lack. I pray you, let us go in together, and still your finger on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, if ever I was born to set it right.
How now, Ophelia? Whatever is the matter?
My lord, I've been so affrighted. My lord, I was sewing in my closet, and when Lord Hamlet, her doublet all unbraced and a look of so piteous in purport as if loosened out of hell to speak of horrors, she comes before me. She took my wrist and held me hard, and then goes she the length of all her arm, and with her other hand thus o'er her brow she falls to such perusal of my face as she would draw it. Long stayed she so. With that done, she lets me go, and with her head o'er her shoulder turned, she seemed to find her way without her eyes, for out of doors she went without their help unto the last, bended their light on me.
What? Have you given her any hard words of late?
No, my lord, but I did as you did command, repel her fetters and denied her access to me.
That hath made her mad. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not quoted her. I feared she did but trifle and meant to wreck thee, beshrew my jealousy. But this must be made known. Come, go we to the king.
Well, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, moreover, did we much long to see you. The need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something you have heard of Hamlet's transformation, so call it, sith neither the exterior nor the inward woman resembles that it was. What it should be more than her father's death that puts her so far from an understanding of herself I cannot dream of. Thus I entreat you both that, being of so young of days brought up with her, and sit so neighboured to her youth and haviour, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court some little time, so that by your companies we may draw her unto pleasures, and gather what unknown to us afflicts her thus. This opened lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, she hath much talked of you, and sure I am two men there are not living to whom she more adheres. If it pleases you to provide us with your gentry and goodwill as to expend your time with us a while, or for the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation to receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesty's might by the sovereign power you have of us, but your dread pleasure is more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey, and here give up ourselves in the full bent to lay our services at your feet, to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to go and visit my too much changed daughter.
Heaven make our presence and practices pleasant and helpful for her.
My liege, and madam, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night, night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste day, night, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your daughter is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what is it but to be anything else but mad? But let that go.
Polonius, more matter, less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That she is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. A foolish figure, but farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad, let us grant her then. And now remains that we find the cause of this effect, or rather say, the cause of this defect, for this effect defective comes by cause. Thus it remains, and the remainder thus. Perpend. I have a daughter, have while she is mine, who, in her duty and obedience, Mark, hath shown me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase, but you shall hear thus. In her excellent white bosom, these...
Came this from Hamlet to Ophelia?
Stay a while, madam, I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. O dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best. O most best, believe it, adieu. Thine evermore most dear lady, Hamlet. This, in obedience, hath my daughter shown to me, and more above hath her solicitings, as they fell out by time, by means, and place, all given to mine ear.
But how hath she received her love?
What do you think of me?
As of a man faithful and honourable.
I would fain prove so. To my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Hamlet is a prince, out of thy star this must not be. And then I precepts gave her, that she should lock herself from her resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens. Which done, she took the fruits of my advice, and Hamlet, repulsed, a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, then into a fast, thence to a watch, thence to a weakness, thence to a lightness, and by this declension into the madness wherein now she raves, and all we mourn for.
Do you think this is?
It may be. It's very likely.
How may we try further?
You know, sometimes she spends some 4 hours together walking here in the lobby.
So she
At
doesn't...
such a time, I'll lose my daughter to her. Be you and I behind an arras, then, mark the encounter. If she love her not, and is not from her reason fallen thereon, let me be no assistant to a state, but keep a farm and carters.
We will try.
But look, where sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Away, both away, I beseech you. Shall board her presently. Give me leave. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God a mercy.
Do you know who I am, my lord?
Excellent, well. You are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord.
Aye, sir. To be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That's very true, my lord.
Or if the sun breed maggots in a dead dog, being a god kiss and carrion. Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun, for conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
How say you by this? Still harping on my daughter, yet she recognized me not at first. She thought I was a fishmonger. She is far gone, far gone. And truly, in my youth, I did suffer much extremity for love, very near this. I shall speak to her again. What do you read, my lord?
Words. Words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
What is the matter that you read, my lord?
Slanders, sir. For the satirical rogue says here that old men have grey beards, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down, for yourself, sir, should be as old as I am if, like a crab, you could go backwards.
If this is madness, there is method in it. Will you come out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air. How pregnant sometimes her replies are. A happiness that madness sometimes hits on, which reason or sanity could not so prosperously be delivered of. I shall leave her, and suddenly contrive the means of meeting between her and my daughter. My honourable lord, I most humbly take your leave.
You cannot take, sir, from me anything that I would more willingly part with all, except my life, except my life, except my life.
Fare you well, my lord. You go seek the Lord Hamlet. Here she is.
My honoured lord! Our most excellent good friend! How dost thou gild the stern? Ah, Rosencrantz, it was you, Lord. Good lad, how do you know?
As the indifferent children of the earth, happy in that we're not over happy. On Fortune's cap, we're not the very button.
Nor the soles of her shoes.
Neither, my lords. Her privates.
Ooh, the most secret parts of Fortune. Most true, she is a strumpet. But, what makes her Delsenor?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar that I am even poor in thanks. But I thank you, friends, and sure my thanks for 2 dear a halfpenny. Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me now. Come, may speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything, but to the purpose. You were sent for.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything, but to the purpose.
You were sent for. There is a kind of confession in your looks that your modesties have not craft enough to colour. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me. But come, deal justly with me now, whether you were sent for or no.
What say you?
My lord, we were sent for.
I will tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery, and your secrecy to the king and queen moult no feather.
I have of late, though wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercises. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals, and yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, nor women neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there is no such stuff in my thoughts.
Well, why did you laugh then when I said man delights not me?
To think, my lord, if we delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you. We quoted them on the way, and ever are they coming to offer you service.
He that plays the king shall be welcome. His majesty shall have tribute of me. The adventurous knight shall use his foil and target. The lover shall not sigh gratis. The humorous man shall end his part in peace, and the clown will make those laugh whose lungs are tickled at the seer. And
The lady shall say her mind freely, or the blank verse shall halt for it.
What players are they? Even those you were wont to take delight in? The tragedians of the city.
There are the players.
Welcome! Welcome, friends!
But my uncle, father, and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the winds are southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw. Hark you, Guildenstern, and you, at each year a hearer. That great baby you see over there is not yet out of his swaddling clouds.
Happily he's the second time come to them, for they say an old man is twice a child.
I will prophesy he comes to tell me of the players. Mark it, and you say right, sir.
My
On
lord.
Wednesday morning, 'twas so indeed.
I have news for you.
My lord, I have news to tell you. When Roscius was an actor in Rome.
The actors are come hither, my
Buzz, buzz.
Upon mine honour,
It came each actor on his ass.
these are the only men in the world, whether for a tragedy, comedy, historical, pastoral, tragical comical, tragical pastoral, historical comical, tragical pastoral, scene individable, or poem unlimited. Seneca cannot be too heavy, nor Plautus too light. By the law of the writ and the liberty, these are the only men.
Ooh, what a treasure hadst thou. Oh, look where they come. Welcome, friends. We'll hear a speech straight. Come, give us a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech.
What speech, my lord?
I have heard thee speak me a speech once, though it was never acted, or if it was, not above once, for the play I remember pleased not the million. 'Twas caviar to the general, but to me and to others whose judgments cried to the top of mine, it was an excellent play, well digested in the scenes, set down with as much modesty as cunning. The one speech in it that I chiefly loved 'twas Aeneas' tale to Dido, or thereabout of it especially, where he speaks of Priam's slaughter. If it live in your memory, begin at this line. Let me see.
The rugged Paris, like the Hyrcanian beast. That was not so. When it begins with Paris, the rugged Paris, horridly tricked with blood of fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, baked and pasted on the parching streets, thus o'ersized with coagulate gore, with eyes like carbuncles. The hellish Paris, old grandsire Priam seeks.
Supersede you.
For God, my lord, well spoken, with good discretion and good accent.
Anon he finds them, striking too short at Greeks. His antique sword, rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls, repugnant to command. Unequal matched, Pyrrhus at Priam drives. In rage, strikes wide, but with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls. Then, senseless Ilium, seeming to feel this blow, stoops with flaming top to his base, and with a hideous crash, takes prisoner Pyrrhus' ear. For lo, his sword, which was declining on the milky head of reverend Priam, seemed i' the air to stay. So, as painted tyrant, Pyrrhus stood, and like a neutral to his will and matter, did nothing. But as we often see, against some storm, a silence in the heavens, the rack stands still, the bold wind speechless, the orb below as hushed as death. Anon the dreadful thunder doth rend the region. So after Pyrrhus' pause, a roused vengeance sets him new a work. And never did the Cyclops' hammer fall on Mars' armour forged for proof etern with less remorse than Pyrrhus' bleeding sword now falls on Priam. Out, out thou strumpet, fortune, all you gods in general synod, take away her power. Break all the spokes and bellies from her wheel. Fall the round nave down the hill of heaven as low as to the field.
This is too long.
It shall to the barber's with your beard.
Say on, he's for a jig or a tale of bawdry where he sleeps. Prithee, say on, come to Hecuba.
But who, oh who, had seen the mob-led queen?
The mob-led queen?
That's good. The mob-led queen is good.
Run barefoot, up and down, threatening the flames with bison rue, a clout upon that head where late the diadem stood, and for a robe about her lank and o'er-teemed loins, a blanket. And the alarm of fear caught up who this had seen, with tongue in venom steeped, gainst fortune's state would treason have pronounced. That if the gods themselves did see her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport in mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamour that she made, unless things mortal moved them not at all, would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven and passion in the gods.
Look, whether he has not turned his colour and has tears in his eyes. Pray you, no more?
'Tis well. We'll have thee speak the rest soon.
My good lord, will you see these players well bestowed? Do you hear? Let them be well used. They are the brief and abstract chronicles of the time. After your death, 'twere better you have a bad epitaph than their own report while you live.
Come, sirs.
Follow me. Do you hear me, friend? Can you play the murder of Gonzaga?
Aye, my lord.
And you could, for a need, study a speech of some 12 or 16 lines that I would set out and insert into, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. We'll have tomorrow night. Follow that, lord. And look, you mock him not. My good friends, I'll leave you tonight. You're welcome now, Sonor.
Good, my lord.
I'll be with you. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player could, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, force his soul to his own conceit? What would he do had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? Why, he would drown the stage in tears and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty and appall the free, confound the ignorant and amaze the very faculties of eyes and ears. And yet I, a dull and muddy metalled rascal, peak like John a dream, am pregnant of my cause and can say nothing. No, not for a king, upon whose most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? Who does me this? For it cannot be, but I am pigeon-livered and lack gall, or ere this I should have fatted all the regent kites with this villain's offal. Bloody, bawdy villain. Lecherous, remorseless, kindless villain. This is most brave, that I, the daughter of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore, unpack my heart with words and fall a cursing like a very drab scullion. About my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play would, by the very cunning of the scene, be struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. I will have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks, I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit I have seen may be the devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape, and yes, perhaps by my weakness and my melancholy abuses to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Can you, by no drift of circumstance, get from her why she puts on this confusion, grating so harshly all her days of quiet with turbulent and dangerous lunacy?
She does confess she feels herself distracted, but from what cause she will by no means speak.
Nor do we find her forward to be sounded, but instead with a crafty madness keeps aloof when brought on to some confession of her true state.
Did she receive you well?
Most like a gentleman.
But with much forcing of her disposition.
Did you essay her to any pastime?
Sir, it so fell out that certain players we o'erwrought on the way. Of this we told her, and there did seem her a kind of joy to hear of it. They are about the court, and as I believe they have already ordered to play tonight before her.
'Tis most true, my lord, and she did beseech me to entreat your majesty to hear and see the matter.
It doth much content me to hear her so inclined. Good gentlemen, give her a further edge and drive her purpose onto these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, so please you, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book. That show of such an exercise might colour your loneliness. We are oft to blame in this, 'tis too much proved, that with devotion's visage and pious action we do sugar over the devil himself. I hear her coming. Let's withdraw, my lord.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die. To sleep no more, and by a sleep to say, we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. The consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep. Perchance to dream. Aye. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrongs, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the insolence of office, and the patient merit that the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than lie to others we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, with great enterprises of pith and moment. With this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now. The fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good. My lord, how does your honour for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honoured lord, you know right well you did. And with words so sweet breath composed as did make the things more rich. Their perfume lost. Take these again, for to noble minds rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord.
Are you fair?
Means your lord.
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly. For the power of beauty would sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd than the force of honesty could translate beauty into his likeness. This was sometime a paradox, but now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me.
For virtue cannot so inoculate our own stock,
but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
I was deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I myself am indifferent, honest, but yet I could accuse me of such things. It would be better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offences at my beck than I have thought to put them in, imagination to give them thought, or time to act them in.
What should such fellows as I do, crawling between earth and heaven? We are our knaves, all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery.
Where is your father?
At home, my lord.
Then let the door be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Help her, you sweet to heaven.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee thy plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. To a nunnery, go, and quickly too.
Or, if thou wilt needs marry a fool, for wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery, go, and quickly too. Farewell.
Powers
I have heard of your paintings too, well enough.
God hath given you one face, and you make yourselves another, you jig!
And you amble, and you lisp, and you nickname God's creatures, and make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to, I'll no more on it. It hath made me mad. I say, we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go. Farewell.
What a noble mind is here o'erthrown. The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword.
The expectancy in the rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion, and the mould of form. The observed of all observers, quite down. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that suck the honey of her music vows, now see that honourable and noble reason like sweet bells jangled, out of tune and harsh. That unmatched form and feature of blown youth blasted with ecstasy. For woe is me to have seen what I have seen, and see what I see.
Love! Her affections do not that way tend. Nor was what she spake like madness, so it let form a little. No, there's something in her soul. Her melancholy sits unbrewed, and I do doubt the hatch and the disclose will be some danger, which for, to prevent, I have thus set it down, she will with speed to England.
It shall do well, but yet I do believe the origin and commencement of her grief hath sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia, you need not tell us what the Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all. My lord, do as you please. But if you hold it fit, let the Queen Mother all alone entreat her to show her grief. Let her be round with her, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she find her not, to England send her, or confine her wherever your wisdom best shall think.
It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not unwatched go.
What ho, Horatio?
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
Our Dean is just a man as e'er my conversation coped withal.
Dear
Do not think I flatter. There is a play tonight before the king, and one scene of it comes near the circumstance which I have told thee of my father's death. When thou seest that act afoot, even with the very comment of thy soul, observe mine uncle, for mine eyes will rivet to his face, and if his occulted guilt does not itself unkennel within one speech, it is a damned ghost that we have seen, and my imaginations are as foul as Vulcan's stithy. Mine eyes will rivet to his face, and then after we may both our judgments join in the censure of his seeming.
My lord, if he steal aught whilst the play is playing and escape detecting, I will pay the theft.
They are coming to the play. I must be idle. Get your place.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent, i' faith. Of the chameleon's dish, I eat the air. Promise crammed. You cannot feed catkins so.
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now.
My lord, you played once at the university, did you not?
That did I, and was counted a good actor.
Well, what did you enact?
I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
It was a brute part of him to kill so capital a calf there. Be the players ready?
Aye, my lord, they stay upon your patience.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, mother. Here's metal more attractive.
Huh. Do you mark that?
Shall I lie upon your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean, my head upon your lap.
Aye.
Did you think I meant country
I
matters?
think nothing, my lord.
It is a fair thought to lie between a maid's legs.
What is, my lord?
Nothing.
You are merry, my lord.
What must a man do but be merry? For Look you, how cheerfully my mother looks.
Nay, my lord, 'tis twice. Nay, my lord, 'tis twice 2 months.
Oh, heaven. Died 2 months ago and not forgotten yet.
What means this, my lord?
This is Mitching Malako. It means mischief.
Be like the show import the argument of the play.
We shall know by this fellow here. The players cannot keep counsel, they'll tell all.
Will they tell us what this show meant?
Aye, or any show that you'll show him. Be you not ashamed to show, they're not ashamed to tell you what it means.
You are not. You are not. I'll mark the play.
Is this the prologue or the posy of a race?
Full 30 times a Phoebus heart gone round Neptune's salt wash and Talus's board crown. And 30 dozen moons with borrowed she have around the world times 1230. Since love our hearts that Hymen did our hands unite the neutral in most sacred bands.
So many journeys with the sun and moon make us yet one hour ere love be done. But woe is me! You are so sick of late, so far from cheer and from your former state that I distrust you. Yet though I distrust, discomfort you, my lord, in nothing but. For women's fear and love holds quantity in neither hoard nor an extremity. Now what my love is, proof hath made you know. And as my love is side, my fear is so. Where love is great, little is doubt our fear. Where little fears grow great, great love grows there.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers their functions leave to do. And thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honoured, beloved, and haply one as kind. The husband shalt thou.
Such love must need be treason in my breast. In second husband let me be a curse. None wed the second, but who killed the first.
Wormwood, wormwood.
The instances of second marriage move our first respect of thrift, but none of love. A second time I kill my husband dead, when second husband kisses me in the bed.
I do believe you think what now you speak, that what we do determine oft we break. So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Nor earth to give me food, nor heaven light. Sport and repose rock from me day and night. To desperation turn I trust and hope. An anchor's tear in prison be my scope. Each opposite that blacks the face employ me what I would have while I did destroy. Both here and hence pursue me lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be a wife.
If she should break it now.
Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Sleep rock thy grave, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady protests too much, methinks.
Oh, but shall keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offence in it?
No, no, they but jest. Poison and jest. No offence in the world.
What do you call the play?
The mouse trap. This one's Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You're as good as chorus, my lord.
I couldn't.
Keen, it would cost you a groaning to take off my edge. Still better and worse.
Then you must take your
Better
husband.
and worse.
Then you must take your husbands. Come, murderer, begin. Hawks, leave thy damnable face.
Black hands act, drug spit and time agreeing. Confederate season, else no creature seeing. That mixture rank of midnight weeds collected on Hecate's van, thrice blasted, thrice infected. Thy natural magic and dire proper
choice Italian. We shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzaga's wife.
Light!
The king rises! Brighted with false fire.
Oh, give over the plague!
Give me some light, away!
Madam, what's happening? Oh, Horatio, take the Gus word for £1,000. Tis perceive it.
I did, my lord.
Upon the talk of the poisoning.
I did very well note him. God bless my lord.
My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
Dost thou see yonder cloud that's almost in shape of a camel?
By the mass? And 'tis shaped like a camel indeed.
Methinks it is like a weasel.
'Tis backed like a weasel.
Or like a whale?
Very like a whale, my lord.
I will to my mother. Bye-bye.
I will say so.
I will go to my mother. O heart, lose not thy nature. I must be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none. In this, my tongue and soul be hypocrites. I will use my words so e'er she be shent. To give them seals, never my soul consent.
I like her not, nor stands it safe with us to let her madness range. Therefore your commission I shall forthwith dispatch, and she shall along to England with you. The terms of our estate may not endure hazards so dangerous as doth hourly grow from her lunacies.
We will ourselves provide. A most holy and religious fear it is, to keep the many, many bodies safe that live and feed upon your majesty.
Arm you, I pray you, to this speedy voyage. We will put fetters on this fear which now goes too free-footed.
We will haste us.
My lord, she is going to her mother's closet. Behind an arras I shall convey myself to hear the process. And Warrant shall tax her home. And, like you said, and wisely it was said, 'tis meet that some more audience than a mother, since nature makes them partial, should overhear the speech of vantage. Fare you well, my liege.
Thanks, dear my lord. Oh, my offence is rank. It smells to heaven.
It hath the primal eldest curse upon it.
A brother's murder.
Though inclination be as sharp as will, my strong intent defeats my strong will, and like a man to double business bound, I stand in pause where I shall first begin and both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? And what's in prayer but this twofold force to be forestalled ere we come to fall, or pardon being down? Then I'll look up, my fault is past. But what form of prayer can serve me my turn? Forgive me my foul murder. It cannot be. Since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder, my crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and retain the offence? In all the corrupted currents of this world, offence's gilded hand may shoved by justice, and oft 'tis seen the wicked prize itself buys out the law, but 'tis not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in his true nature, and we ourselves compelled even to the teeth and forehead of our faults to give in evidence. What then? What rest? Try what repentance can. What can it not? Yet what can it when one cannot repent? O wretched state! O limed soul, that struggling to be free art more engaged. Help, angels! Make the same. Bow stubborn knees and heart with strings of steel, be as soft as the sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
Now might I do it. Now he is praying, and now I'll do it. And so he then kills my father, and then he goes to heaven. That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that, I, his sole daughter, do this same villain send to heaven. Oh, this is hire and salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes broad blown, as flush as May, and how his audit stands, who knows, save heaven. But in our circumstance and course of thought, 'tis heavy with him. And so, am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No, up, sword! And know thou a more horrid hint when he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasures of his bed, at gaming, swearing, or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it. Then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned as hell, whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thought, never to heaven go.
She will come straight. Look you lay home to her. Tell her her pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace hath screened and stood between much heat and her. I will sconce me even here. Pray you be round with her.
Mother! Oh, fear me not, I'll warrant you. Now, withdraw, I hear her coming.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Oh, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen.
Your husband's brother's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother.
Well, nay then. I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, and sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not until I have set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What will that do? That will not murder me. Help!
I'm slain!
Oh me! What hast thou done?
Nay, I know not.
What a rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed? Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady. 'Twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool. Farewell.
I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy is some danger.
Leave wringing of your hands. Peace, peace, sit you down, and let me wring your heart, for so I shall if it be made of penetrable stuff. If damned custom has not brassed it so that it is proof and bulwark against sense.
What have I done? That thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls a virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love, and sets a blister there. Makes marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths. Oh, such a deed that from the body of contraction plucks the very soul. Sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words. Heaven's face doth glow. Yes, with this solidity and compound mass, with trispal visage as against the doom is, thought sick at the act.
I mean, what act? The roars so loud and thunders in the index.
Look here, upon this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. Look you, what a grace was seated on this brow. This was your husband. Now, look you what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you, from the fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor, have you eyes? Cannot call it love, for at your age, the heyday of the blood is tame. It's humble and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? Oh, shame. Where is thy blush? Rebellious hell, if thou canst mutine in a matron's bones, let virtue be as a wax and melt in her own fire. Proclaim no shame when ardor gives the charge, as frost itself as actively doth burn and reason panders will. Hamlet, speak no more.
Thou turns my eyes into my very soul, and there I see such black and green spots as will not leave their tinting.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love of a
Hamlet,
nasty
speak no
star.
more, these words like daggers enter in mine ears.
A murderer and a villain, a cutpurse of the empire and the rule that from the precious diadem stole and put in his pocket.
No
a
more!
king of shreds and patches. Save me and hover o'er me with your wings.
She is, alas, she is mad. it with you? That you do bend your eye on with the immortal air of discourse? Gentle daughter,
Whereon dost thou look?
on the heated flame of thy distemper,
Look you, how pale he glares. His form and
Whereon
heart
dost thou look?
on hail to. Stones would make him leap. How pale he glares. Do not look upon me, Pity's action, you convert my stern effects. And what I have to do will want true color, tears, returns for blood. Pity's action, you convert my stern effects. This, what I have to do will want true color. You see nothing there, returns for blood. Nothing at all.
To whom do you speak this?
All that is I see. Nor see nothing there. Here.
Nothing at all.
Nothing but
Yet all that is I see.
Why, look you how it steals away! My father in his habit as he lived. Look where he goes even now!
Hamlet, listen to me. This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation, ecstasy, is very cunning in...
Ecstasy! My pulse, as yours doth temperately keep time and makes for healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Bring me to the test, and I the matter will reword, which madness would gamble from. Mother, lay not that unction, but that your trespass, but my madness speaks. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what is past, avoid what is to come.
Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half. Go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. For this same Lord, I do repent, but heaven hath pleased it so to punish this with me and me with this, that I should be their scourge and minister. I will bestow him, and will answer well the death I gave him. Good night, mother. I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus, bad begins and worse remains behind. One more word, good lady.
What shall I do?
Not this, by any means that I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed, pinch wanton on your cheek, call you his mouse, and let him for a pair of reachy kisses or paddling in your neck with his damned fingers, make you ravel all this matter out, that I essentially am not in madness, but mad in craft.
Oh, be thou assured, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must to England. You know that.
Alack, I had forgot. 'Tis so concluded. Oh.
There's letters sealed, and my two schoolfellows, whom I will trust as I will adders fanged, they bear the mandate. They must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. I'll lug the guts into the neighbour room. Good night, mother.
Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you.
There's matter in these sighs, these profound heaves. You must translate, 'tis fit we understand them. Where is your daughter?
Oh, my lord, what have I seen tonight?
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
As mad as the sea and wind, when both contend which is the mightier. In this lawless fit, behind the arras, hearing something stir, whips out a dagger, cries a rat, and in this bravish apprehension,
Kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. It had been so with us had we been there. Our liberties are full of threats to all, to you, yourself, to us,
to everyone. Alas, how shall this bloody deed be answered? Where is she gone?
To draw apart the body which she hath killed, or whom her very madness, like some ore among a mineral of metal's base, shows itself pure. Oh, she weeps for what she has done.
Oh, Gertrude, the sun no sooner shall the mountains touch. For this vile deed we must send her hence. We must with all our majesty and skill both countenance and excuse Guildenstern!
Friends, both, go join you in some further aid. Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from her mother's closet hath she dragged him. Go, seek her out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you haste in this.
And Gertrude, we'll call up our wisest friends and tell them both what we mean to do and what is untimely done.
Safely stowed.
Hamlet! Lord Hamlet!
What noise? Who calls in Hamlet?
Oh, here they come.
What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Compounded it to dust.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is. Take it so we may take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it.
Believe what?
That I can keep your counsel, but not mine own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge, what replication should be made by the daughter of a king?
Take you me for a sponge, my lord.
Aye, sir.
That soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. But such officers do the king best service in the end, for when he needs what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you and sponge. You shall be dry again.
I understand you not, my lord.
I am glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is and go with us to the king.
The king is not with the body, but the body is with the king. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord!
Of nothing.
Bring me to him. Hide, fox, and after all.
I have sent to seek her and to find the body. How dangerous it is that this woman goes loose, and yet I cannot put a strong law on her, for she is loved of the distracted multitude, who like not in their judgment but their eyes. Thus, to bear it all smooth and even, this sudden sending her away must seem deliberate pause. Diseases desperate grown are by desperate appliance relieved, or not at all. How now, what hath befallen?
Where the dead bodies bestowed, my lords, we cannot get from her.
Where is Hamlet?
Without my lords guarded, to know your pleasure.
Bring her before us.
Guildenstern, bring in my lords.
Now, Hamlet. Where is Polonius?
At supper?
At supper? Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots.
Your lean beggar and your fat king are but variable service, 2 dishes, but to 1 table. That is the end. A man may fish with a worm that has eaten of a king, and eat of the fish that has eaten of the worm.
What dost thou mean by this?
Nothing.
But to show you how a king may go a progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
Of heaven. Send hither to see. If you find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But sure, if you find him not within this month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs.
Go seek him then.
He will stay till you come.
Hamlet, this deed for thine especial safety, though we do dearly grieve for what thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. The bark is ready, the wind is at the help, the associates tend, and everything is bent for England.
For England.
Aye, Hamlet.
Very well. To England.
Farewell, mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
Mother and father is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh, and therefore...
My mother.
Come! For England!
Tempt her with speed aboard, delay it not. The other ship tends tonight, for everything else that leans on the affair is said and done. Go, I pray you, haste in this. And England, if thou holdest my love for thou at all, thou mayest, give my great power, may give thee sense, and coldly set our sovereign process, which imports, with letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet.
I will not speak with her.
She's importunate, indeed distract. Her mood will needs be pitied.
What will she have?
She speaks much of her father. Says she hears there's tricks in the world and hems and beats her heart. As her nods and winks and gestures yield them, one would think there might be thought. Yet nothing sure, and yet much unhappily. It would be good that she were spoken with, for she may strew dangerous conjectures in an ill-breeding mind.
Bring her in. To my sick soul as sin's true nature is, so full of all its jealousy as guilt, it spills itself in fearing to be spilt.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I your true love know from another one? By his cockle hat and staff, and his sandal shoe.
What imports this sweet song, Ophelia?
Say you? Nay. Pray you mark. He's dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone. Nay, but if we pray you mark. Right is right.
Look here, my lord.
Larded with sweet love, which beware to the grave did go, with true love sure.
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, God help you. We say the owl was a baker's daughter. Lord, we know what we are, but not what we may be. God be at your table.
Seat upon her father.
Pray you!
Let's have no words of this. But when they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day. All in the morning betime. And I am made at your window to be your Valentine. Then up he rose and donned his clothes and up the chamber door. Let in the maid, that outer maid never departed.
Sweet Ophelia.
Indeed, now without an oath, I'll make an end on. By Jesus and charity, laugh and cry for shame. Young men will do it. If they don't do my talk, they are to blame!
How long has she been thus?
I hope all will be well. We must be patient.
But I cannot choose but weep. To think they should lay in the cold ground.
My brother shall know of it. So I thank you for your good counsel.
Come, my coach! Good night. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night.
Agree. Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from her father's death.
Oh, Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not in single spies, but in battalions.
Alack! What noise is this?
What is the matter?
Save yourself, my lord. Young Laertes in a riotous head obey your officers. The rabble call him lord. They cry, "Choose we, Laertes shall be king." Caps, hands, tongues applaud it to the clouds. Laertes shall be king. Laertes king.
The doors are broke.
Where is this king? Oh, thou vile king, give me my father.
Calmly,
And a drop of blood, but this calm proclaims me bastard. Cries cuckold to my father, brands the harlot, even here between the chaste, unsmirched brow of my true mother.
What is the reason, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Leave him, Gertrude. Do not fear our person. There is such divinity doth hedge a Eden. Treason would peep to what it would, acts little of his will. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus incensed? Leave him, Gertrude. Speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead.
Not by him.
Let the man speak.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with to hell allegiance, conscience, and grace to the profoundest pit. I dare damnation. To this point I stand that both the worlds I give to negligence. Let come what comes, only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
Good Laertes, if thou desire to know the certainty of thy dear father's death, is it writ in your revenge that swoop stake you would draw both friend and foe, winner and loser?
None but his enemies.
Will you know them then?
To his good friends thus wide I'll ope mine arms, and like kind life-rendering pelican repass them with my blood.
Why now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman. That I am guiltless in your father's death, and am most sensible in grief for it, it shall to your judgment pierce, as day does to your eye.
I know, what noise is that? Ophelia. Oh, heat. Dry up my brain. Tears 7 times salt burn out the sense and virtue of mine eye. By heavens, thy madness shall be paid by weight till our scale turn the beam. Oh, rose of May, dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Oh, heavens, is it possible? A young maid's wit should be as moral as an old man's life. Nature is fine in love, and where 'tis fine, it sends some precious instance of itself after the thing it loves.
Farewell, you, my dove.
Hadst thou thy wits and didst persuade revenge, it could not move thus.
You must sing a downer,
And you must call him a downer.
Oh, how the wheel becomes it. It was the false steward that stole his master's daughter.
Nothing more than matter.
There is rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember.
document in madness. Thoughts and remembrances fitted.
Benno, for you.
And Columbines. There's room for you. And here's some for me, too. We may call it Herb Grace of Sundays.
There's a daisy.
I would give you all some violets. But they withered. Oh, when my father died. They say he made a good end.
Thought and affliction, passion, hell itself, she turns to favour and to prettiness.
And will he not come again? Will he not come again? No! No. He's dead. Go to thy deathbed. He never will come again. His beard was as white as snow, and all flaxen was his poll. He is gone. He is gone. So we cast away a bone. God have mercy on his soul. On all Christian souls, I pray. God, be with you. Ophelia! Ophelia!
Do you see this? Oh, God.
Laertes, I must commune with your grief, or you deny me right. Be you content to lend your patience to us. We will jointly labour to give it due content. I pray you go with me.
conscience my acquaintance seal, and you must put me in your heart for friend. Sith you have heard with a knowing ear that she which hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
It well appears. Tell me why you proceeded not against these feats, so crimeful and so capital in nature, as by your safety, wisdom, all things else you mainly were stirred up.
Oh, for two special reasons, which may to you perhaps seem much unsinewed, but yet to me they are strong. The queen her mother lives almost by her looks, be it my virtue or plague, she's so conjunctive to my life and soul that I could not but buy her. The other motive, why to a public count I might not go, is the great love the general gender bear her, who, dipping all her faults in their affections, would, like the springs that turneth wood to stone, convert her gyves to graces, so that my arrows, too slightly timbered for so loud a wind, would have reverted to my bow again, and not where I'd aimed it.
And so have I a noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms, whose worth, if praises may go back again, stood challenger on mount of all the age for her perfections. But my revenge will come.
How now, what news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty, this to the queen.
From Hamlet, who brought them?
Say this, my lord.
Laertes, you shall hear it. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon thereunto, recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. What should this mean? Are all the rest come back, or is this some abuse and no such thing?
Know you the hand?
'Tis Hamlet's character. Naked. In a postscript here she says alone. Can you advise me?
I'm lost in it, my lord. But let her come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I shall live, and tell her to her teeth, thus didst thou.
If it be so, Laertes, as how should it be so, or how otherwise? Will you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord. So you will not o'errule me to a peace.
To thine own peace. But if Hamlet be now returned as checking at her voyage, and means no longer to undertake it, we will work her to an exploit. Now write in my device, under the which she shall not choose but fall. And of her death no wind of blade shall breathe, but even her mother shall uncharge the practice and call it accident.
My lord, I would be ruled the rather if you could devise it so that I might be the organ.
It falls right. You have been talked of in your travel much, and that's for equality in Hamlet's hearing, wherein they say you shine. So your summer parts did not pluck such envy from her as did that one, and that in my regard of the unworthiest siege.
What part is that, my lord?
The art and exercise in your defence, and for your rapier most especially. Sir, this report of hers did Hamlet so envenom with her envy that she could do nothing but wish and beg your sudden coming over to play with her. Now out of
What out of this, my lord?
Laertes, was your father dear to you? Or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Not that I don't think you loved your father, but to the quick and ill Sir Hamlet's come back. What would you do to show yourself your father's son in deed more than in words?
To cut her throat i' the church.
No place indeed should murder sanctuarize. Revenge should have no bounds. But, good Laertes, will you do Laertes? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet return shall know you have come home, and will wager on your heads. She, being remiss, most generous and free from all contriving, will not peruse the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited and requite her for your father.
I will do it. For that purpose I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of a mountebank, so mortal that but dip a knife in it, where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare, collected from all simples that have virtue under the moon, can save the thing from death that is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that if I gall her slightly, it may be death.
Let's further think on this. Let's weigh what convenience both of time and means may fit us to our purpose. If this should fail, and our drift should look through our bad performance, 'twere better not to say it. Therefore, this project should have a back or second that might hold should this blasting proof. Soft, let me see. When in your cunnings you are hot and dry, as make your bouts more violent to that end, I'll prepare a chalice, whereon but sipping, if she by chance escaped your venom struck, our purpose may hold there. How now, sweet queen?
One woe doth tread upon another's heel. So fast they follow. Your sister's drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Oh, where?
There is a willow, a slanted brook, that shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream. There, with fantastic garlands did she come, of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples, that liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold maids do tend free of cool. There, on the pendant fern, her coronet weaves clambering to hang, an envious silver broke, when down herself and her weedy trophies fell into the weeping brook, her clothes spread wide and mermaid-like. A while they bore her up, in such time she chanted snatches of old tunes, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature, native and endued unto that element. So long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from melodious lay. Pulled the poor wretch from melodious lay to muddy death.
Alas, then, she is drowned.
Drowned. Drowned.
Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. And yet, it is our trip. Nature her custom holds. Let shame say what it will, when these are gone, the woman will be out. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly doubts it.
Gertrude, let us follow. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now I fear this will give it start again.
Buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation.
I tell thee she is, and therefore make her grave straight. The crowner hath sat on her, and finds it Christian burial.
How can that be, unless she drowned herself in her own defence?
Well, it is found so.
It must be. Se offendendo it cannot be else. For, here lies the point. If I drown myself, it argues an act, and an act hath three branches. do to perform. Argal should render herself with me.
Nay, but here you
Give me leave. Here lies the water. Good? Here stands the man. Good. If the man go to the water and drown himself, it is willy-nilly he goes, mark you that. But if the water come to him and drown him, he drowns not himself, Argal. He that is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life.
Ah, well, you have the truth on it. If this had not been a gentlewoman, she would have been buried out of Christian burial.
Well, there thou sayest. And all the more pity that great folk should drown or hang themselves more than they're even Christian.
Yeah, well,
come masking. There is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and grave-makers. They hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
What? Art a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture says Adam did. Could he dig without arms? Fetch me a stipple liquor.
In youth when I did love, thought it was very sweet to contract the time for my behold, methought there was nothing meet.
Has this fellow no feeling in his business that he sings at grave making?
Age with his stealing steps hath clawed me in his clutch, and hath stripped me into the land as if I'd never been such as it cried for being such.
Well, that skull had a tongue in it, and could sing once. And how the knave jowls it to the ground as if it were Cain's jawbone that did the first murder.
A pickaxe and a spade, and a shrouding sheet, a pick of clay for to be made for such a guest as me. Oh.
And there's another. Whose grave is this, sirrah?
Mine, sir.
Why, I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on, therefore it is not yours. For my part, I lie not in't yet. It is mine.
Thou dost lie in it. To be in it and say it is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick, therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie. Well, away again from me to you.
What man is to be buried in it?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none neither.
Well, who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
All the days of the year. I came to it that same day our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
You know what you tell? Every fool can tell that. It was that very same day that our young Hamlet was born. She that's mad and sent to England.
Aye, marry. Why was she sent to England?
Why? Because she was mad. 'Twill not be seen in her there.
Why?
Well, she'll probably recover her wits there, but if not, it's no issue because the men are as mad as she.
Whose is it?
Right. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Ian, that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. He was a man of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. Where are your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set a table on a roar. Not one now. chap fallen. Get you to my lady's chambers, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick, that to this favour she must come. Make her laugh at that. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked to this fashion of the earth?
'Twere to consider too curiously, to consider so.
No. Faith, not a jot. Here come the king, the queen, the courtiers. Who is this they follow, and with such maimed rites? This doth betoken the course they followed it with desperate hand for do it some life. 'Twas of some estate. Couch me a while, and mark.
What ceremony else?
That is Laertes, a noble youth. Mark.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far enlarged as we have warranties. Her death was doubtful, and but that great commander persuades the order, she should in ground unsanctified have lodged till the last trumpet. For charitable prayers, shards, flints, and pebbles should be thrown on her. Yet here she is allowed her virgin krantz, her maiden struments, and the bringing home of bell and burial.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead, to sing a requiem and such rest to her as to peace-parted souls.
Here are the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
What? The sweet Ophelia?
Sweets to the sweet. Farewell.
I had hoped thou would have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not to have strewed thy grave.
Oh, travel one, full 10 times travel on that cursed head whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sense is deprived thee of. Lay off the earth a while till I have caught her once more in mine arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead till of this flat a mountain you have made to o'ertop old Pelion, or the sky's head of blue Olympus.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose praise of sorrow conjures the wonder of stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
Oh, prithee, take thy fingers from my throat! For, though I am not splendid and rash, I have that within me violent, which let thy wiseness bear.
Put them asunder!
Lay off thy hands! Why, I will fight with him on the steam until my eyelids no longer wag. I loved Ophelia.
She is mad!
40,000 brothers, with all their quantities of love, could not make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her? Show me, swoons! What wilt thou do? Would weep? Would fight? Would fast? Would tear thyself? Drink up easel? Eat a crocodile? I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine? To outface me with leaping in her grave? Be buried quick with her, and so will I. And if thou prate of mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us. Nay, and thou, I'll rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness.
will work on her.
And on as patient as the female dove, when that her golden couplets are disclosed, her silence will sit, drooping.
Hear you, sir. What is the reason you use me thus? I loved you ever, but 'tis no matter. Let Hercules himself do as he may. The cat will mew, and the dog will have his day.
Follow her, good Horatio. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your daughter. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet soon shall we see. Till then, in patience our proceeding be.
I am very sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself. For by the image of my cause I can see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favours. But sure, the bravery of his grief did send me into a towering passion. Peace.
Who comes here? Well, your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, sir. Dost thou know this waterfly?
I do not, my lord.
Thy state is the more gracious, for 'tis a vice to know him. He hath much land, and fertile. Let a beast be lord of beasts. His crib shall stand at the king's mess. 'Tis a chop, but, as I say, spacious in the possession of dirt.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I shall receive it with all diligence of spirit.
Well, the king bade me signify to you that he hath laid a great wager on your head. This is the matter. You are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is.
I dare not confess that, lest I should compare with him in excellence.
For to know a man well were to know himself.
I mean for his weapon, but in the imputation laid on him by them, in his meed he is unfellowed.
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
Oh, that is 2 weapons, but okay.
Oh, well, the king hath laid that in a dozen passes between yourself and him, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and it should come to immediate trial, if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
I mean the opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, I will walk here the hall. If it fits the king's pleasure, 'tis the breathing time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, gentlemen willing, and I shall win at the odds. If not, I gain nothing but my shame in the odd hit.
My lord, his majesty commanded you attend him in the hall.
I am constant to my purpose. It fits the king's pleasure. My fitness speaks, if his is ready, now or whensoever, provided I be so able as now.
Well, the king and queen and all are coming down.
In happy time.
Oh, and the queen desires you to use some gentle entertainment to Laertes before you fall to play.
She instructs me well.
We'll lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think it. Since he has been in France, I have been in continual practice.
Nay, my good lord.
Not a whit.
We defy augury. There is a special providence in the fall of a sparrow.
If it be not now, it is to come. If it be not to come, it is now. If it be now, it is not to come. The readiness is all. Since no man has aught of what he leaves behind, what is it to leave betimes?
If your mind dislike anything,
Not a
obey
whit.
it.
We defy augury.
Come, Hamlet, come. Take this hand from me.
Sir, pardon me, I've done you wrong. But pardon, as you are a gentleman, you needs have heard how I am punished with sore distraction. What I have done, which might your honour, nature, and exception roughly awaken,
I here proclaim, was madness. Let my disclaiming from a purposed evil free me so far as in your better judgment that I have shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honour I stand aloof, and will no reconcilement till by some elder masters of known honour I have a voice and precedent of peace to keep my name ungored. But, till that time, I do receive your honoured love like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely, and will this brother's wager frankly play. Come, bring us the foils.
Come, one for me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In mine ignorance, your skill shall, like a star in the darkest night, stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir?
No, by this hand.
Give them the foils, young Osric. Hamlet, I trust you know the wager.
Very well, my lord. Your grace has laid the odds to the weaker side.
I do not fear it, but I have seen you both, and since he is bettered, we have therefore odds.
Come, sir.
Come, my lord.
Set me the stoops of wine upon that table. If Hamlet should win the first or second strike, or quit in answer to the third exchange, let all the battlements their ordnance fire. The king shall drink Hamlet's better breath. Come, begin, and you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
One.
No.
Judgment.
A hit, a palpable hit.
Come, Hamlet, sit with me, drink with me. This pearl is thine. Give her the cup.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come, again. Another hit. What say you?
A touch, I do confess.
Dare say our daughter will win.
Oh, she scants her breath. Here, Hamlet, take my napkin.
Oh, the queen crowns this thy fortune, Hamlet. Good, madam.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I shall, my lord, I pray thee, pardon me.
It is the poison cup. It is too late.
I dare not drink yet. Bye-bye.
Come, let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I'll hit her now.
I do not think it.
And yet, this is almost against my conscience.
Come, Laertes, for a third. You but dally. I pray you, pass with your best violence. I am afeard you make wanton of me.
Say you so? Come on.
Nothing, neither way.
How about you now?
Look to the queen now!
Look, they bleed on both sides. How now, my lord? No! Look, they bleed on both sides. How now, my lord?
Come and slay us!
Hey, a woodcock, mine own springe, Osric. I am justly killed with mine own shrew.
How does the queen?
She swells to see them.
No! No! It is the drink! The drink, dear Hamlet! I am poisoned. Villainy. Villainy. Let the doors be locked! Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there is not half an hour of life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and in venom. It has penned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. Thy mother's poison, I can no more. The king is to blame.
The point, in venom too. Then, venom to thy worst.
Oh, friends, defend me, I am but hurt.
You lecherous, kindless, murderous Danes, drink off this potion. As I union here, follow my mother.
It is justly so. God is poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, no son. That mine and my father's death come not upon me, and mine on me.
Heaven make me free of it.
In that virtue.
Oh, Horatio. Want a winded name. Want a winded name. If I ever did, hold me in thy heart, absent from felicity a while, and in this harsh world, draw thy breath in pain.
To tell my story.
Good night, sweet prince. And may 1,000 angels